Is that what you want? You want me to sign my rights over? That's what she told me to do. She told me, then just sign your rights over.
Carazales. And Mr. Arteaga, you may proceed.
Is Mr. Arana driving or?
Sir, are you driving?
I'm pulling over right now. I was just trying to find a good spot where to park.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson.
I'll go ahead and announce Gabriel Ortiz with the Office of Attorney General. Ms. Portillo, would you mind stating your name for the record?
Vicky Portillo.
And Mr. Arana, once you've pulled over to a stop, could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Ulises Daniela Arana.
Let us know. Hold on, Mr. Arteaga. Okay. Sir, let us know when you have pulled over.
I'm parked, ma'am. I'm parked.
You parked? Okay, thank you, sir.
I have a proposed order. If I may read the terms of my proposed order into the record, Your Honor.
You may.
Proposed order is going to be for a temporary order coming back July 14th, possibly subject to change. Finding of family violence and non-disclosure in favor of the custodial parent, Ms. Portillo. Ms. Portillo would be ordered to the as the sole managing conservator of the children, with the exclusive right to designate primary residence with no geographic restriction. Mr. Arana would be the possessory conservator. Proposing no visitation at this time to be re-evaluated at the final hearing. Proposed order is for child support of $1,016 per month starting May 1st. Medical support, $300 per month starting May 1st. The custodial parent, Ms. Portillo, would be ordered to obtain or maintain a government health plan, and retroactive and court costs would be also reserved for final hearing. That's the extent of the state's proposed order. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the DNA results. It looks like y'all got the negative DNA results on January 23rd, 2025, confirming that the presumed father, Mr. Ricardo Montes, is not the father of the 3 children before the court today.
So noted.
Now, I don't believe that the...
Are you asking me to just note that? You're not asking me to admit that into evidence. Is that correct?
I asked for judicial notice. I would ask that the court records be taken into admitted into evidence, the DNA test results. Yes.
Okay. So then the negative DNA results on which dependent?
All 3 of them, Abigail, Angelina, and Annabelle.
On the children are admitted into evidence. State's Exhibit A.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will call Miss Portillo first.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you the mother of these 3 children before the court today?
Yes.
And who's the father of these 3 children?
Ulises Daniel Arana.
And besides your ex-husband, well, when did you divorce your ex-husband?
It was like 2010. Yeah, 2010.
So I think our records show the 2012. Does that sound correct?
Oh, okay, yes. I'm sorry.
And how old are the 3 children that are before the court today?
13 and 10 years old.
So the 13-year-old was born before your divorce, but the 2 10-year-olds were born after. Is that correct?
Yes.
When the 2 10-year-olds were born, had you been married to anybody at that time?
No.
Could anybody else be the father of these 3 children?
No.
Has there ever been any incidents of family violence between you and Mr. Arana? And sir, I'd ask you to keep your camera on for the hearing.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give him a moment to turn his camera on.
Mr. Arana? Did we lose him?
He's still there. He's just, his camera is off.
I don't know. I guess it just froze. There you go.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So Ms. Portillo, you said there has been family violence?
Yes, sir.
What was the month and year of the most recent incident?
February. Hold on one moment.
Have you talked to Danny Barone?
Mr. Arana, We're not asking you questions right now. Ms. Portillo is the witness currently.
No, I'm sorry. It was on February the 5th of 2025.
And if you could turn your camera back on, please.
Okay.
And what specifically happened on February 5th of 2025?
We met up at the park to talk because he was calling my job and harassing me, telling me that he wanted to talk to me in regards to the girls. Got out the car, started talking to him, and he started talking all kinds of nonsense. I tried to get back in my car. He stood in front of the car. He wouldn't let me get in the car. Then finally he moves. He gets out the way of the door, and then I'm heading towards my door, and then he goes and he like punches my forehead, and then he just starts telling me all these things that just and that was it. And
Okay,
then he chased me down.
he hit you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forehead.
Were the police called?
No, I didn't call the police.
Have there been any prior incidents before February of 2025 when the police were called?
Yes. About like 4 years ago, we've had about 6 domestic cases in regards.
Six domestic violence cases?
Yes, sir.
Over what time frame are we talking?
From 2023 to the recent one, 2025. So it's been like an ongoing on and off. He went to jail for about 3 years, got out. And then the 3 years that he did, he tried to take my life. He took me out. It's just been a lot.
So you're asking for a finding of family violence today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're also asking that your contact information not appear in the order today?
Yes, sir.
Are you requesting to be appointed sole managing conservatorship of the children?
Yes, sir.
And you're requesting for the exclusive right to designate primary residence with no geographic restriction, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your request for visitation at this time?
He has no visitation until he just finished assaulting his father, and I mean he's out of control. So I fear for my daughter's lives.
Okay. Now the state. Well, I'll start with this. When was the last time that y'all lived together?
About going on in 8 years.
And was he employed at that time?
Yes.
What did he do?
He's a truck driver.
To your knowledge, is he still driving trucks?
Yes.
How much was he making back then?
Probably like 60 to 70,000.
Do you know how much he makes now? Have any personal knowledge of how much he makes now?
No, not really. It should be around the same thing though.
I'll ask the court to take judicial notice that according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Texas, May of 2024, the annual mean wage for heavy and trailer truck drivers is $56,470.
Okay.
So noted.
No objection.
So Ms. Portillo, I've calculated child support based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics for average income for truck drivers, as I just stated. And I'm calculating child support to be $1,016 per month starting May 1st. Are you in agreement with that?
Okay. Yes.
And how are the children currently covered for health insurance?
They're on Medicaid right now.
Do you have access to insurance through an employer or other source?
No, I don't.
Do you agree with the state's proposal that Mr. Arana should pay medical support of $300 per month starting May 1st?
Yes, sir.
I will pass the witness.
Any questions, Mr. Carazales?
Not at this time, not until rebuttal if I need to, Your Honor.
Okay. You may call your next witness, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Arana.
Hold on one second. Mr. Arana, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Arana, has there been a history of family violence between you and Ms. Portillo?
Yes, sir, there has, but there's been a whole
Is
bunch
it-
of false police reports just to
Okay,
get me
hold
out
on.
the house.
Wait for me to ask a question.
Roger that, sir.
Is it correct that you were incarcerated for domestic violence against Ms. Portillo?
Which year? Like this goes back to her,
Have you been, hold on, have you been incarcerated multiple times for domestic violence against her?
in the past. In the past, I have.
Okay.
Like
When were you incarcerated?
Since 2000 and got out 2022.
You got out in 2022?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when did you go in?
July of 19? No, July of 20.
July of 2020?
Yes, sir. They were trying to give me a rehabilitation.
Okay, hold on. Wait for me. Hold on. Wait for me to ask a question, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Arteaga. Mr. Arana,
Yes, ma'am.
just answer the question he asked you, okay?
Roger that, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you were incarcerated roughly from 2020 through 2022, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the conviction for? Do you know?
It was for one was a burglary habitat. We were living there together, but I guess they just
Whose
threw
habitat?
that one. The house that we were living in Carrollton, the apartment.
Miss Portillo's habitat?
Our habitat. That's where I actually got arrested.
Yours and hers.
Yes, we were
Okay.
staying there together.
What other counts were you convicted on?
3 family domestics. Those 3 were false. I was guilty of.
Okay, I'm not asking if they were false or not. I'm asking what you were convicted of.
I was guilty of 1 family domestic. That's it.
Okay, I'll move on. Ms. Portillo indicated that there was an incident in February of this year where you hit her. Is that correct?
No, sir. She contacted my sister saying that there was this guy looking for me from Fort Worth. I got the text message where my sister sent me that. So
okay.
I called Vicky.
Objection non-responsive.
Objection sustained. Again, Mr. Arana, there will be time for you to tell me what you want me to know. Right now, I just need you to answer the questions that you're asked, okay?
Roger that, man.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to move on. Mr. Arana, the state is proposing that Ms. Portillo be appointed sole managing conservator of the children and that you would have possessory conservatorship. Are you in agreement with that?
No, sir.
Are you requesting joint managing conservatorship?
What is joint, sir? What does that mean? Like 50-50?
Do you want to be involved in the day-to-day decisions for the children?
Yes, sir. That's
okay.
Exactly. That's all I want. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I actually want.
What are you requesting as far as visitation?
Just for me to get them on the weekends, sometimes during the week, just go pick them up, go eat dinner with them, just do stuff with them,
So is your request for the standard possession order?
Yes, sir. Like that's all I want. Like I just want to spend time with my daughter. Just
okay. I'll move on. Do you have a commercial driver's license, sir?
Yes, sir.
And are you currently employed?
I'm unemployed, sir. I probably make like, if I'm able to work a few days or whatever, I'll make like $250 a day. Well, so I might work 1 or 2 days out of the week. It's hard for me to get a job. Like it's hard. It's hard because her brother's got a lot of influence.
Okay.
Trucking world over here.
When was the last time that you were employed?
I work every week. I manage to put a little. You know what I mean? I manage to work a little bit every week.
Okay. Did you say you make $250 a day?
I might work, yeah, but it's self-contracting.
How often? How many days a week do you work on average?
1 or 2 days out of the week. Like I might work like 1 or 2 days out of the week. Sometimes I might just go to work.
So are you saying then that you?
Sometimes I might go to work, sir. Make $50, $60.
Mr. Arana, hold on one second. I'm gonna ask.
I don't have a job. I don't have a job. I keep telling
Mr. Arana, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Just answer the question that he asks you. He's asking you very simple yes or no questions. If he asks you something else, just give him the answer to that without all the commentary, sir. Okay?
Roger that, ma'am. Got you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Arteaga.
All right. So, Mr. Arana, if you make maybe $250 a
I'm
day and work
unemployed.
one or two,
I don't
hold.
make money. I'm just unemployed, sir. I don't make
Okay,
money.
you don't make any
I haven't
money.
got a check.
Mr. Arana,
Yes, ma'am.
this hearing is going to take a long time unless you start to cooperate.
I already did,
Let
man.
him, sir, let him ask you the question. Once he finishes asking you the question, answer the question. That's it, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead, counsel.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So you were saying $250 a day and you work once or twice a week. I was going to ask, so are you making maybe 500 per week? Does that sound right?
No, I make like 300 to 400 a week, man. Like I don't make that much money.
Do you know
like,
how much you made for the month of March?
No, I didn't make no money on March. I probably made like $600-700.
How much did you make in
I live at
February?
my mom's house. I live on my mom's house.
Okay, objection non-responsive.
What do you keep? All right, cool.
Mr.
All
Arana,
right, I got you.
he doesn't keep doing anything. He's
Keep
just
asking me the same
asking you a
questions, ma'am, about my
question.
money, and I keep telling them I ain't
Sir,
unemployed.
sir,
Yes,
but you volunteered information that you work. You make $250 once
That
or
just came
twice a
out. I
week.
got a lot going through my mind, ma'am. I got a lot of
Okay,
situations, you know.
I'm talking right now, so you need to listen to me, okay? He asked you a question about what you made. You started telling him about where you live. Do you see the disconnect?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay, so he wasn't asking you questions about where you live. He asked you questions about how much you made. So just take your time, listen to the question, and then answer the question, okay?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna try this again. All right, go ahead, Mr. Arteaga.
Do you know how much you made in February of 2025, sir?
Negative, sir.
Do you know how much you made in January of 2025?
Negative, sir.
Have you done your taxes for 2024 yet?
I haven't done my taxes since my daughter was born, sir.
And when would that be? 2015?
2013.
Okay. We noticed you're driving a vehicle. What vehicle is that you're driving today?
It's an Escalade. It's a 2011 Escalade.
Is it a work-related vehicle?
No, sir. Just a personal car that I got just whenever I got my daughters to take trips and go spend time with them.
Okay. You indicated that you had your CDL. When was the last time that you had employment using that CDL?
I don't recall, sir. Probably last week. Tell you, I made.
Last week doing what?
Maintenance.
Okay, I'll move on. I'll move on. Do you have access to health or dental insurance, Mr. Arana?
No, sir. Last time I went to the dentist was when I was in TDC.
Okay, that wasn't the question.
No, sir. I don't have no Medicaid, no food stamps, none of that stuff, sir.
I'll pass the witness.
Any questions for this witness, Mr. Carazales?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Arana, my name is Vincent Carazales. I represent Ms. Portillo. If you have questions or you can't understand me, please ask me to stop and repeat myself, and I will, okay? You got to say yes or no for the court reporter.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Arana, can you please tell me your current address?
700 West Center Street, apartment 175, Duncanville, Texas 75211.
And how long have you been residing there?
My whole life.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Since I got out of prison.
Okay. Mr. Arana, do you know or have you been informed that Ms. Portillo has filed a protective order against you?
Negative, sir.
Okay.
I went last week. Last week, I think on Thursday or Tuesday, I went to the school to go try to see my daughters. Since there's nothing written on paper, I went to go try to see him, and I let her do her thing with my daughters, because I've always worked. Like I've always just stayed busy, just paying the bills with her and taking care of her. And when I went up there, I just wanted to give him a hug, see him. It's been 7 months since I haven't seen him, 7-8 months since she got with James, and that was it. Like. But no, she didn't even tell me. And she said, you're not gonna listen to girls. I was like, man, for what, man? I said, I'm just trying to spend time with my daughters. I'm like, I'm not trying to spend like see you or anything. Like I don't even want to be around you, man.
Okay, well, if you're, I mean, Mr. Arana, we're trying to get you served for the protective order.
What is the protective order for, though?
It's to provide protection for Miss Portillo and the children.
But for what? What is there a charge or something going through with that one or something? Why would there be a protective order for me against my daughters? Like, why?
Well, Mr. Arana, this is a question and answer format where I ask you questions and you don't ask me questions. I can ask you some questions and it's not how that works where you ask me things, but okay. I will try to ask you some other questions regarding that. My main question was whether or not you'd be willing to get served so we can move forward on a protective order and get that behind us.
Negative, sir.
Okay. Are you at the address you provided us most days?
No, sir.
Did you say no? Mm-mm. Okay.
Most of the time, you know what? Yes, I am then. Yes.
Where else do you reside?
That's it. That's my address where I live. That's what's on my ID, right?
Again, you're not supposed to ask me questions.
I'm answering questions.
Mr. Arana.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You're making this way more difficult than it has to be.
It's because, ma'am, I'm just trying to see my daughters, man. I miss my babies, man.
I understand, but you're not helping me help you. So right now, you're not helping me help you. I can't help you unless you answer Mr. Carazales' questions. And if I have any questions, you answer mine. Okay? So just try to answer the question that was asked of you. And then I'll let you talk in just a minute, okay? All right, sir.
Mr. Arana, could you understand that it would be easier for you to begin seeing your children if we do a protective order and we actually get that hearing done? Would that change your mind as to whether you get served on that?
No, I do not want to get served. Like, I don't want to, no. Because there's, what is this? She need to be protected from, like, I'm trying to stay the hell away from her. Like, I don't want to be around her. Like, y'all just making this all extra stuff. No, negative.
Okay. Is that why you've avoided service for the last month?
What service?
Okay. Mr. Arana, you were arrested on March the 23rd of 2025. Is that correct?
Don't recall, sir.
Were you in, when's the last time you were in Dallas County Jail?
I don't know. Ask Vicky.
I'm asking you, Mr. Arana, when is the last time you were in Dallas County Jail?
I don't know, Vicky. Can you tell him that?
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to non-responsive.
Objection sustained. Mr. Arana, is your answer you don't know?
I don't know.
Move on, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to ask him specific questions surrounding that. Mr. Arana, were you arrested on March the 23rd of 2025 for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
No, sir. They assaulted me. I just left before because there was two guys beating me up. So one was beating me up with a stick and the other was
Mr. Arana, he didn't ask you what actually happened. What he asked you was that what you were arrested for?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I got arrested because I left.
Okay, so yes is the only answer I need. Anything after that, I don't need it. Go ahead, Mr. Carazales.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Arana, were you arrested on March the 23rd of 2025 for injury to an elderly person?
I don't recall, sir.
How long did you spend in Dallas County Jail?
I don't recall, sir.
Do you remember being in Dallas County Jail?
I don't recall, sir.
Mr. Arana, when's the last time you used any kind of illegal substance?
I don't recall, sir.
Have you ever used marijuana?
No, sir.
Have you ever used methamphetamines?
No, sir.
Have you ever used cocaine?
No, sir.
Have you ever used any other kind of illegal substances?
No, sir.
Would you be willing to take a drug test to prove that to the court?
Is Vicky willing to take one too?
Mr. Arana, I'm going to tell you again. I ask you questions. You don't ask me questions. You're going to have a time, as Judge said, for you to say things. And that's when you say stuff. Would you be willing, I'm going to ask again, would you be willing to take a drug test to prove to the court that you do not and have not ever used any kind of illegal substance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Arana, do you know that we are set for a protective order hearing on April the 22nd of 2025 in the 301st courtroom?
I don't know anything of what's going on, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that that's what service means? That we can tell you and show to you what is being done in these cases? Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've told me and you told the court that you're not willing to be served, correct? Is that a yes or a no?
No. Just go to the house. Go drop it off at the house.
I'm sorry?
Go to the house. Go drop it off at the house.
Okay. So
you got my address. Like, you got all my stuff. Like,
Mr. Arana, these
yes,
things
sir.
go faster if you would be willing to be served, and then we can deal with the protective order. We can deal with visitation, possession, and access.
But why is there
And
the one time for that protective order? She can take my kids, and I won't be able to see them for a good while. Like, it's just.
Mr. Carazales, I think he's already told us 3 or 4 times that he's not willing to be served today on that protective order, and I think we should move on.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Arteaga?
Real quick, I don't think I asked, Mr. Arana, do you have any other children under the age of 18?
Sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir.
So it's just the 3 on this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness.
Anything else from you, Mr. Carazales?
Not for this witness at this time.
Okay. So do you rest, Mr. Arteaga?
Subject to a closing.
Okay. Ms. Carazales?
Your Honor, I'll rest subject to closing as well.
Okay. All right.
If I may.
Hold on 1 second. I have some questions I need to ask. First, Ms. Portillo, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you said the most recent family violence was in February of 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
Going back in time, when was the next most recent family violence?
2016.
2016. So from 2016 to 2025, there was no family violence.
2018, I'm sorry.
2018 to 2025, there was no family violence.
Yeah, with the time that he was incarcerated.
But he's been out since 2022. So let's go from 2022 to 2025, there was no family violence.
Yes, there was.
When was it?
In 2020, like 23, he assaulted me in my home. I just didn't.
2023, okay.
Yeah, he kicked me and slapped me around.
Okay. Since he's been released from prison, have you and Mr. Arana lived together?
No, Your Honor.
Since he's been released from prison, has he had a relationship with the children?
On and off. He's seen them a couple of times.
Okay. Mr. Arana, you have cut your camera off again, sir, and I need you to turn it back on. Okay, so has there ever been any problems between him and the children?
He's just, yes, he doesn't treat them well. He smokes around them. He screams at them. I have them in therapy behind all the stuff that's happened regarding all the domestic violence and everything that he does.
So that's my next question is, did the domestic violence take place in front of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Arana, can you turn your camera on and unmute for me? Ma'am, you can go ahead and mute again. Oh, hold on, before you do that, did my questions prompt any questions from either one of you?
No, Your Honor.
Not
Hold
for
on,
me,
I
Your
was
Honor.
talking to the attorneys, ma'am. It's okay.
Sorry.
No, Your Honor, we're going to address all of these things in a protective order, so I didn't want to go too far.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Mr. Arteaga, for you, no?
Hello?
No, no questions for me.
Okay. Mr. Arana, when was
Yeah,
the last time when was the last time you saw your children?
last week, man, when they were getting out of school, I went up there around. I know she usually picks them up around 3 from 3:15. So I went up there around 2:50, just parked in front of the school, just waited, and just wanted to give them a hug and a kiss. Like, I can go to her mom's and do welfare checks and all that stuff, but I don't like to deal with the police and all the drama that comes with it. So I just figure I'll go up there and just.
So
I
did you
just seen
see
them.
them?
Well, she kept them away from me, like when they like. My
That's
daughters
not what
love
I
me, man.
asked you.
But
When you went last
I
week, did
just
you
seen them.
see them?
I just seen them. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just seen them. Gave them a hug, and then she told me that she was gonna take my daughters from me. I said, for what, man? Like I'm just trying to be a dad. Like, and that was it.
Okay. Before last week, when was the last time you saw them?
That so-called incident where I supposedly hit her, ma'am. She wanted I had bought the girls a PlayStation 5 and 2 scooters for Christmas, and I called them as I told her. I said, hey, let me see the girls. She brought them out there to the right down the street from her job, and I said, man, go do your thing. I said, let me take them out to the park and let me take them out to go eat and spend some time with them. So I'll meet you up somewhere, go drop them off, and that was it. She said, no, I have to come with you. I said, I don't want to be with you. Like, I don't want to be around you, man. Like I just want to spend time with my daughters. Because every time my daughters, like when they see me on last week, ma'am, like they don't know if they're like allowed to love me. They don't know how to show their affection towards me. Because anytime that I tell them something, like look at their mom real quick, like she kind of brainwashed them. Like, that messes me up, man. Because
Okay, so all right, sir, you can mute yourself. Don't turn your camera off. Mr. Arteaga, this
hold on, can you
was
hear me?
excuse me?
Did you hear what I said?
I did. I could hear you, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's connected to the. I'm sorry, to the Bluetooth. I'm sorry, ma'am.
You're fine. Mr. Arteaga, this is a SAPSR and a paternity establishment, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're establishing paternity on the oldest child.
And the twins, 3 children.
But I thought they were AOPs on someone.
Oh, I think you're right. I think the 2 younger ones have AOPs. I can
Okay,
confirm.
I'm trying to keep
the DNA was on all 3 children, so that's.
But the DNA was for a presumed father, correct?
Correct, but we tested all 3 kids.
But you tested
Yes.
all 3 kids.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to keep it straight, Mr. Arteaga.
No, you're right. The 2 younger ones, Annabelle and Angelina, the twins, both had AOPs.
Okay. And what are the last names of the children?
Arana for all 3.
For all 3. Okay. Then, is there anything else from anyone else other than closing?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Not
Okay,
for me.
Mr. Arteaga, you may go ahead with your closing.
Thank you, Judge. So the reason that the state was proposing a temporary order is specifically because there is this setting for the protective order coming up on April 22nd. As you heard from Mr. Carazales, there's an issue with service there that's delaying that cause. I feel like Mr. Arana's answers were inconsistent at best. He confirmed that he has his CDL, but it's unclear why he's not using it, why he's unemployed. That's why I went with, rather than going with Ms. Portillo's testimony as to what he was making 7 to 8 years ago when they lived together, I went with the BLS average income. Alternatively, if the court were so inclined to give some credit to Mr. Arana's oral testimony, I did go ahead and calculate if it's $250 a day and he works twice a week at $500 a week, that comes out to $26,000 per year. And I calculated a possible alternative child support of, I wrote it down. The child support would be $477 and the medical support would be $195 based on an average gross monthly income of $2,166. And that's all I've got.
Okay. Mr. Carazales?
Your Honor, I was willing to have this hearing so that we could try to get information regarding Mr. Arana on service. We have a protective order on April the 22nd, and I'm hoping to get a temporary order for no visitation based on continued and continuous family violence until we can get through a protective order. I also have, and so I'm hoping to get through to that hearing with a temporary order. I also requested a drug test. I'm hoping to have Mr. Arana drug tested sooner rather than later, and have a in-person check-in date for those drug tests. In the sooner rather than later. I know that Mr. Arteaga told me that y'all are generally setting every Tuesday. I don't know how quickly those results come back or how quickly that can happen. So I'm requesting based on family violence, based on history, and I would simply, I think the court understands what Mr. Arana was saying, but Mr. Arana has not had possession and access of the children. He saw the children from across the street. He did not actually talk to them or see them. It's been quite a long time since that happened. Whether Mr. Arana says seeing them from across the street, I won't make any allegations there, is different than actually having had possession and access at any point, and that's been quite a while. And so I would request a no visitation on a temporary basis. I would request a drug test based on my questioning and his actions, and also, if possible, I would request that Mr. Arana give a valid and working email address to the court as well.
Okay. I have a question for you, Mr. Carazales and Ms. Portillo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any way he could have some supervised visitation with someone?
No, ma'am. I was willing to say his mom, but the recent incident that happened was with the father and the brother, and they all live in that same house, and they have an emergency protective order against him, so he's not allowed to go on property.
Your Honor, if I can take from there, I don't want to go too far into that.
Yes.
But based on the recent arrest on March the 23rd of 2025, that was an aggravated assault deadly weapon against the father, which was the injury to an elderly person.
Okay.
An emergency protective order was granted in that case because that's normal for an emergency protective order to be given.
Right.
In those situations, that would be with that. I would go further than Miss Portillo, which is what her and I had spoken about. The children are in counseling, and we don't think that it's beneficial at this point unless it's a therapeutic setting. And that would be our position to Judge Tenike as well, that in a therapeutic setting, we're more than willing to let that happen. But they have been not necessarily the victims, but they have seen a great deal of family violence, and that's something they're working through in therapy. And so if the court is so inclined, I would request that any kind of visitation or access be done after therapeutic setting. But again, that's something that I intend to address in the protective order and request for temporary orders there as well.
Okay, and I have one other question, Mr. Carazales.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think this case should be referred to district court after we enter these temporary orders?
As long as we can get yes, Your Honor, as long as we can get a check back date for that drug test that I'm requesting, an in-person date to check back with that would be great. I wouldn't mind being referred to district court so that we can, but with the provision that we have a check back date for those drug test results that I've requested.
Here. Okay.
Or
So
not even in your court. If we can request the drug test, be referred, and then have that in-person check-in date with district court, Your Honor.
okay, then that's fine. Okay, then I will grant the proposed order the order proposed by the state is to be a temporary order. Paternity will be established between Mr. Arana and the oldest child, the subject of this suit. There will be a finding of family violence. Mom will be sole managing conservator. Dad will be possessory conservator. Oh, one other question. Why the no geographic restriction? No one gave me any testimony on that.
Your Honor, that was not my request. That was Mr. Arteaga's request. I joined in that request, Your Honor, just because if she's going to be sole managing conservator, that's generally just comes with that. I don't have any immediate testimony regarding that, other than as a general matter, when there's a sole managing conservator, there's a geographic restriction. There is no need immediately. She's not moving tomorrow, and nor does she have plans to.
Okay.
So
I'm going to leave the geographic restriction for now in the temp order.
Understood.
There will be no visitation. I'm going to set child support at $800 a month. Government health insurance is going to be at $150 a month. The non-disclosure is granted. All other matters will be reserved for final hearing. In this case, will be referred to the 301st District Court. Did I forget anything?
Yes, Your Honor, if I may, is it possible to also have a drug test?
Yes, you'll have to get that order to me though.
Okay, so just send you a proposed order for a drug test. My hope was that we could get that drug test. I mean, if you want to, I can work on one immediately so that we can have him sent over today or tomorrow to do a drug test. Yeah,
because I have to sign it and get it done, and I know the AG's office doesn't have a drug testing order.
I can certainly have one proposed in the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
When would Your Honor request me to put on? What would you want me to put on there, or leave it blank as to when he would do that?
No, I just tell me the date you want him tested, what lab, where you want him tested, and what you want him tested for.
Your Honor, I would say across the street. I can't remember the name of the lab right now because it's changed multiple times.
Across the street from the courthouse,
from the courthouse.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
The one from across from the street from the courthouse and the I'll look up all that contact information.
Yeah, it should have specifics, address, suite number.
Yes, I'll make sure to put that on there. I would say before 5 p.m. today. Mr. Arana is obviously driving, so he can get there, and then I would request a
have no cash out me some $20 or something.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry?
I said I don't have money, gas money to go do the drug test. Ma'am, I already gave this woman $9,500 and some dollars on Cash App. Can you put that in there?
Mr. Arana, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about you going to take a drug test today. That's all we're talking about right now.
If I may, Your Honor.
Will I be able to see my daughters there anytime soon, ma'am?
No, sir. This order does not grant you any visitation.
Damn, man, that's crazy, man.
Go ahead, Mr. Carazales.
Thank you, Your Honor.
They file false charges on the man, and they don't even.
Mr. Arana, we're trying to conduct a hearing here, and we can't conduct it because everybody can't talk at the same time. Go ahead, Mr. Carazales.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would say today before 5 p.m., hair and nail, 8 panel, and I'll have an order to you to do that across the street. Can that do you need to wait to order that until I get it into you, or can we order that?
I can order it, but until he has something in writing in his hand, I mean, the likelihood of him going to do it is probably slim to none. Mr. Arana, can I get an email address from you so you can
You're on mute.
Can you unmute yourself, please, sir?
Hello?
Do you have a working email address, sir?
No, ma'am, I don't, man. All my stuff's been hacked. All my phones keep getting cloned. Like, I'm not like, I've been under federal watch working for since I was little. So
Mr.
you already know how
Carazales,
this goes.
I'm willing to order the drug testing. I don't know where we're going to get with it, but I'm willing to order it, sir. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Well, again, let me, if you would grant me a moment to look up that drug testing on Commerce, Your Honor. National drug screening on 701 Commerce Street, Suite 400C.
Say it again, the name of it.
Yes, I'm sorry. National drug screening 701 Commerce Street, Suite 400C, Dallas, Texas 75202. And that is in the expansive Katy building, catty corner to the George Allen Courthouse. That is the request that I'm making, Judge, to that location at that place before 5 p.m. today with a 8-panel hair or nail.
Mr. Arana, you're being ordered to appear.
I can't make it. I can't make it today, ma'am. I can't make it
Sir,
today.
you're being ordered to appear at National Drug
I
Screening
can't make it.
at 701 Commerce Street, Suite
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't make it.
400C. Mr. Arana, you're not listening, so you're not going to know where you're supposed to go. When you don't go there, and I've ordered you to go there, Mr. Carazales is going to ask for a warrant or something against you to force you to go there. It would be much better if you went on your own. Now, what I'm going to tell you again is that I'm ordering you to appear for drug testing today at National Drug Screening, 701 Commerce Street, Suite 400C, Dallas, Texas, 75202. That's the Katy building downtown. It's on the 4th floor. You need to appear there today before 5 o'clock. Do you understand, Mr. Arana?
Ma'am, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Mr. Arana, that's not what I
I'm
asked you. I asked you, did you understand?
Ma'am, can you give me a day or two, ma'am?
Do you understand, sir?
I have.
Do you understand what I've ordered today?
I'm being honest.
Excuse me?
Roger that, ma'am.
Okay.
Roger that, ma'am.
All right. So you will be expected to go there. If you give me an email address, does someone that you know have an email address that'll give you a copy of what I'm ordering?
Yeah, Vicky, can you give him my email address, Vicky? Ask Myra Mendoza. Ask her. You know, she hacked all my stuff. You know, you and Roger did. Fuck, man. Like shit's annoying, man. Like I can't get into my phones every time that I start getting messing with my phone.
I'm gonna ask you to refrain from profanity. Okay, we're in a court hearing, sir. Okay.
Is that what you want? You want me to sign my rights over? That's what she told me to do. She told me, then just sign your rights over.
Carazales, I don't know how you're going to get him a copy of the order.
Well, Your Honor, my memory I guess we can certainly ask for his phone number, his cell phone number. I believe he's on one now. There's a possibility that I could, from a work line, email directly to or text message directly to a cell phone.
Mr. Arana, can I have your cell phone number, please, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It is It is 214-440-7903.
That's 214-440-7903.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that all right? Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Carazales. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor. Where should I send the order for drug testing?
You can email it to Dallas County. Well, do you have DocuSign? No?
I don't use DocuSign. I use Adobe Sign.
Okay, so we'll just email it to
If I email it to Mr. Arteaga, maybe he could get it to you in a simpler way. I assume
Mr.
he uses
Arteaga, can
DocuSign.
you put it in DocuSign for me to sign?
Yeah, if he sends it to me ASAP, I can circulate it through the regular template that we use in DocuSign. Yes.
Okay. Then that's fine, Mr. Carazales.
I'm working on that right now, Judge.
All right. Is there anything else, Mr. Arteaga?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. Then thank you all for appearing here today. Mr. Arana, remember you're to go to drug testing today before 5 o'clock.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to give a hard time. I'm just, the stuff that she's saying is false, like I'm just frustrated with that.
So
I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
We're past admitting evidence right now.
I can't make it today, man.
All of this
I'm being
is
honest. Make it tomorrow.
Mr. Arana, all of this is going to be handled either in the protective order hearing or in a hearing on final before the 301st District Court. Okay? Okay, everyone's free to go.
Done here?
Yes, we are. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Judge, I'm ready to approach a few cases.
Bitch.
Okay, what number?
First will be number 10 again.